Yo, what's up, family? What is the meaning of 153 fish in John 21:11? After Jesus' family rose from the dead, he appeared to his disciples on a number of different occasions. John 21 records the third of those instances includes the notable mention of 153 fish. When I came across this story, I thought it was pretty cool. So I wanted to talk with you guys about it. Peter and the others had just witnessed, another miracle of Jesus involving a large amount of fish that they had caught, a catch of fish. And Simon, Peter, climbed back into the boat and dragged the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 153, but even with so many, the net was not torn. And that's in John 21:11. So on this occasion, Jesus appeared to his disciples on the shore of the Sea of Tiberias as they were in the boat, family, returning, basically from an unsuccessful night of fishing. They were very disappointed, and this is in John 21. Take the time to read the whole chapter. But our Lord Jesus, whom they had not yet, even recognized, called the disciples to the shore, asking them whether they had caught any fish, right? So John, and this is in verse 4 and 5 in John 21, after the disciples responded that they had not, our Lord, our God, our King of Kings instructed them to cast their nets on the right, starboard, which is on the side of the boat. Well, they did, and they caught so many fish in the net that they could not bring the nets in, family. And that's in John 21:6. So John quickly realized the man on the shore, that man on that shore, standing on that shore, was our Lord. It was Jesus. And he told Peter. So Peter jumped in the water, presumably to swim to the shore to see Jesus, and the other disciples, meanwhile, came in the boat, being only about 200, cubic shore, or you could say 200 cubits or 100 yards, basically, from shore. So, and this is all in John 21:8. But when they arrived at the shore, family, Peter went back into the boat to help them collect the fish. And they counted exactly 153 fish. And they were very large fish. These weren't some little bitty fish. Like, these were well-meated, like some good old bass, While they were so many fish, the net did not break. So, this is all in John 21. If you have the time today, family, take the time to read it. It's such a cool story. The meaning, though, of the 153 fish in John 21 is evident from the context. And like I've always told you guys, context is important. So as a career fisherman, the disciples would not have been strangers to the process of tallying their catch. They were apparently big enough fish to put strain on the fishermen and the nets. Though miraculously, the nets were not torn because of the Lord. That John mentions the number 153 fish emphasizes the fact that something extraordinary had happened, because someone extraordinary, someone miraculous, was in their presence, which is just amazing to me, and then that's what it took for them to realize it. But the 153 fish provided further evidence to the disciples that the resurrected Jesus had power over, nature, just as he had demonstrated before at his crucifixion. So earlier, John had recorded that Jesus turned water into wine. That was in John 2. Healed a, official's son in John 4. Healed a lame man in John 5. Fed 5,000 people from 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish in John 6. Walked on water in John 6. Healed a man who had been born blind in John 9. He raised up Lazarus from the dead in John 11 and rose from the dead himself in John 20. The 153 fish in John 21:11 might seem insignificant compared to these these miracles and all these signs and all these things that our Lord did. But to an audience of fishermen who had failed to catch even one fish, family, during the entire night of work, this remarkable catch provided more evidence that their belief in Jesus was well placed. See, just fishing, they were just fishing, but it grew their faith. Just a few verses before John records their catching of the 153 fish, we see where John explains that the purpose in writing was so that people would believe in Jesus and have life in his name. John 20, verses 30 through 31. There are many signs and works of our Lord Jesus that John could have recorded, but he chose to record those included in the Gospel of John so his readers, you and I, could have confidence that our Lord Jesus is the Christ and is the Son of God. Yes, he is God in the flesh walking this earth in John 20:31. And he is indeed equal with God. John 5:18. There is no reason, y'all, to understand the number of fish caught that morning as anything but 153 literal fish. They have no hidden meaning or symbolic significance. The meaning of the 153 fish in John 21:11 is just basically, it's straightforward, it's to the point. Their appearance in the disciples' net was important to these fishermen by trade and also to every person that reads of John's gospel. As we have 153 more reasons, family, to believe in our Lord, to believe in Yeshua, to believe in Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He will be back.